Talking of imbibing death, let's move on to this next clip, which I'm just not going to give you any context for whatsoever, but this is a dash cam.
I mean, this already looks horrifying. This is reminding me of Lost Highway and other David Lynch productions that are just creepy. Oh, that'd be terrifying. Night of the Living Dead out here. So for those just listening, this person's driving down the road, and there seems to be an ambush of people who pushed a branch from a tree onto the middle of the road to block them.
It's not a very good road walk.
No, it's not the
Very
best, but it's
half-hearted.
certainly if I came across something like that in the middle of the night.
So do you want to know what that was? So,
Some kind of armed gang trying to rob people.
well, it was a bunch of Muslim migrants attempting to stop
I
a
did
truck
notice
driver.
there was a bit of diversity in there.
And this, believe it or not, was in Calais.
Oh,
so
what a surprise.
These are our future stunning and brave Muslim immigrants.
I assume doctors and nurses, one
Yeah.
and all.
I'm sure they're going to be gracing our hotels with their wonderful presence all the soon, which is a different kind of horror.
You know, I've done plenty of bad things on boats before, but bringing over migrants, that's just a step too far.
You're into dumping bodies in the ocean, not transporting them.
I'm a man of honour, what can I say?
So this next one doesn't have any touch of paranormal at all. It's just a horrifying element of human nature. Let's have a look. I'm not going to tell you what happens, but it is very scary. So this is a delivery driver. Obviously, this is taken with a Ring door camera. That's how we have the video footage of this.
Not sponsored, by the way,
No.
but if you'd like to, get in touch. Don't actually.
So this was taken, as you can see in the bottom right-hand corner, at the start of the pandemic in 2020.
Oh, yes.
So this is... It all seems ordinary, doesn't it? He's taking a picture of the parcel. Oh, wait.
Oh, dear. Oh, no. That is something I worry about.
So,
Oh, the screams are awful.
I know. So this is London, if it doesn't make it scary enough. So, tell you about what's happening later.
They're being robbed. Well, I hope...
Got Larry. I don't know who Larry is, but...
Well, I hope because we got a name and we got a relatively clear view of multiple faces that these people were caught and brought to some form of justice. I know I'm betraying a bit of a code there by saying such a thing, but there's honour among thieves, and then there's whatever that was.
So, if we move on to this article from The Sun, titled, "The Horrifying Moment Fake Delivery Drivers Storm Family Home Before Shooting Boy 11 and Slashing Dad in the Head." These were horrific people, and obviously the family inside, just a normal family, although they lived in a house worth $500,000, which is probably why they were targeted.
So what, a two-bedroom
London.
house in London?
Yeah, something like that.
Bungalow?
So yes, they were attacked seemingly for no reason. I mean, why would you attack an 11-year-old boy? And there's 4 of you.
Because you're a sick degenerate.
Well, they certainly are. So you'll be pleased to hear, if we move on to the article reporting on when they finally caught the people, 2 men are charged over fake delivery burglary at London house where boy 11 was shot. So Anthony Lascelles, 32, from Romford, and Aidan Muirhead from South Ockenden are due to appear at Barkingside Magistrates Court on Thursday in connection with the incident in Kerry Drive, Upminster. Lascelles is charged with aggravated burglary, possession of a knife, and driving whilst disqualified, and Muirhead is charged with assisting an offender. A 16-year-old schoolboy and another teen, 18, were questioned by detectives over the attack. The youngest was bailed, while the oldest suspect was released without charge. Christopher Sargent, 26, of Macaulay Road, East Ham, appeared at the same court on Wednesday, charged with aggravated burglary and possession of a knife, and is due to appear at court. So yes, I believe they were prosecuted, although nothing for the firearm, which is unusual. I suppose they must have got rid of it.
Also, 2 people seem to have just got away with that scot-free. Do you know what would help? If homeowners in the UK were allowed to possess something that's not a toy, sorry to break the illusion, folks, perhaps then something could have been done to prevent a small child being shot.
Now I need to put my Alex Jones hat on. You could say my tinfoil hat. I'm going to be talking about the Skull and Bones Society. So, Skull and Bones Society, also known as the Order, or Order 322, or the Brotherhood of Death.
That's so cool. They're such cool names. I'm sorry. I might have to steal those for a band in the future.
I think showing horror stuff to someone who likes heavy metal is just giving you lots of creative inspiration, isn't it?
It actually is. I might get home and write something later.
They're a secret student society at Yale University, one of three, in fact, the others being Scroll and Key and Wolf's Head. And it was founded in 1832. Here are the members of 1861, and they look like a bunch of cheerful chaps there. They're not. They don't have 1,000-yard stares whatsoever, although that is just photography at the time, to be fair.
That is just photography, but there is something, once again, just weirdly creepy about old photos like this. Especially, they all seem to be looking in different directions. No one seems to be focusing at all. That one in the middle looks like a small child. It's very creepy.
I mean, you go to most universities these days, and it's like, look at the youth on those youngsters. That makes me feel old. Yeah. Also, look at that guy on the right-hand side.
Yeah,
in
the man
chair.
Sitting down looks literally like a corpse that they've
He does.
that they've just positioned.
Obviously, for those listening, there is also a skull and crossed bones in the middle on a table, on a cushion.
Almost as some kind of religious altar.
So yeah, each year, 15 seniors at Yale are selected to join the society, where they swear an oath of secrecy. What happens when they gather twice a week is thus kept secret, and we don't know what happens. The society has been accused of possessing the stolen skulls of Martin van Buren, Geronimo, and Pancho Villa as well. Or Pancho Villa, as it should be said. So there's also a very long list of former Skull and Bones members, and it's worth mentioning here, if you go onto the Wikipedia link, John, just if you can scroll down, just so we can see the list of all of the names. All of the names on this Wikipedia article, just keep scrolling. They're all hyperlinked, meaning they're all notable figures, and you can say US representative, professor, representative, all of these senior political figures.
Attorney General.
Yes, yep. 1850s. Again, these are all notable people.
So this might have been a kind of Eton equivalent.
It does seem to be some sort of American
William
rip-off.
Howard Taft.
Yes.
Oh, goodness.
So yes, Howard Taft, the 27th president, was a member of the Skull and Bones. But yes, it does seem somewhat akin to a Freemason sort of thing, where you get prominent people networking, maybe. I think that's the most reasonable explanation of it.
Something tells me that not to cut you off before you finish, I'm getting the vibes the spookiest thing about this group might have just been the Skull and Bones, and this was likely them making friends and getting very drunk together. Maybe,
although you might change your mind later on. Also, it's worth mentioning that both of the Bush presidents were members. John Kerry, who ran against Bush in 2004, in fact, attended. He's obviously in the Biden administration at the minute. William F. Buckley, the founder of National Review, member of the Skull and Bones Society.
Oh, really?
None of them talk about it. In fact,
so
Bush.
The Bush's National Review. So this is just where evil things originate. So you've changed my mind already.
So yes, it's also worth mentioning that both when Bush was running against John Kerry in the 2004 election, both of them were asked about their membership of the Skull and Bones Society, and both said, well, it's a secret society, and thus I'm not going to say anything about that, and just left it there. And they're more than willing to keep...
one of Barack Obama's aides, if you go back up, staff director and chief economist of President Barack Obama's Economic Recovery Advisory Board. Yeah, just evil people attend this, obviously.
So let's have a little look at the picture of their building as well. There it is. Very high walls, so you can't climb over as well. It looks a bit like a crypt. I don't know if you've noticed that.
I'm getting big Simpsons vibes from this.
It does. It looks like the stonemasons, doesn't it? Which is obviously a play on the Freemasons in The Simpsons.
We do.
That really is just a drinking club.
Who
though,
keeps
isn't
the alien secret? We do.
So there's, I believe, a journalist for, I can't remember which mainstream media outlet, actually climbed on the roof and recorded one of their initiation rituals. And this is just the outside part. Obviously, they couldn't record the inside part, but it's pretty horrifying. This is taken from a documentary, which is the only place I could find the footage.
This is going to be some Alex Jones stuff, isn't it?
Yes,
oh,
absolutely. God. And I do warn you, it is pretty horrifying.
All right.
He's come pretty close. She was part of a team that successfully recorded part of the initiation ceremony that takes place in the tomb's courtyard.
Okay, you have the doorway here.
Yeah.
Okay, then to the right you have a hedge, and then you have an evergreen tree. If you follow that line straight back, the courtyard's in there.
Ah, okay.
So
that's where they have the ceremonies in
the outdoor part of it. Part of it was indoors. So we only got to see the outdoor part.
Right.
We only got and to listen to the outdoor part. God only knows what went on indoors.
And what did you hear? What was it you know? You managed to get this unique
it was
access to it.
disgusting. It was gross. I mean, they were pretending to murder people. And
What was the tone of it, though? Was it jokey or was it
vicious.
quite...
No, it wasn't jokey at all. It was sick. It's about the only way I can describe it. It was sick.
What you're hearing is the first recording ever made of the Skull and Bones initiation ceremony. It has never been broadcast before. 15 new members of the club are being introduced into the macabre rituals of Skull and Bones by the senior students who are about to graduate. The club has what some might see as a strange fascination with death, skulls and bones. There's the chants too, difficult to hear first of all, but including the devil equals death, and death equals death.
So,
and then a spoiler for what's coming up next.
That's not coming up next. That was just from the same clip.
Oh, okay, because I was going to say there seems to be some parallels that you can draw with Bohemian Grove.
Well, Bohemian Grove was almost funny at times because it was so theatrical. It was a bit camp, whereas that certainly wasn't.
That's terrifying. The idea that higher ups in government positions and at times the presidents of the United States have been through those initiation rituals, pretending to commit bloody, sinful murder on other people while screaming
about the devil and death and simulating human sacrifice. Yeah.
It explains American foreign policy, I'll give it that.
So yes, it is pretty horrifying, and I actually think that
those screams with that imagery did actually send a chill down me. To be perfectly honest, that was really creepy.
To watch the full video, please become a premium member at lotuseaters.com.